As small business owners and freelancers ourselves, we put pride in the work that we produce, which is to provide you with a fair review of services that could make life a little easier for you. But when it comes to web hosting, we can't help but be a little bit more biased with SiteGround. We ran all the tests we possibly could and compared the services to the others, and SiteGround consistently came out on top. In fact, we trust them so much that BigCatcher.com is hosted with them. However, as good as they are, it's not all peaches and cream with the company. There are certain things we dislike about them, and we're going to talk about all that in this review. Hello, my name is Elliot. Here are the 9 things we like and 2 that we dislike about SiteGround. Roll the intro. Number 1. 4 times quicker loading speed with SiteGround. If you're new to this whole web hosting business, you need to understand this. Speed is king. It is what makes the world go round, but most importantly, it'll bring you sales. SiteGround knows this and uses a clever mix of hardware and software to keep your site snappy. All sites hosted with them are stored on SSD drives, which are much faster than regular HDDs. They've also moved over to Google Cloud so users can enjoy all the speed benefits usually associated with the platform. They use their own caching system called the Super Cacher, which enables your site to load up to 4 times quicker and handle up to 100 times more hits by enabling multiple caching levels. We wrote an entire piece about this, so if you want to know more, check it out in the description below. Now, with multiple speed enhancing measures in place, Cloudflare and always updated software, their servers are always fast, so that's always a good thing. Number 2. Quick response times worldwide. We've established that SiteGround is fast and speedy response times, but it wouldn't be fair if we based it off just one server now, would it? So, we went the extra mile to purchase 5 accounts to create test sites all over the world, just to see if the rest of the servers live up to the reputation. We splurged for cloud hosting in the US server, and it's the quickest of them all with a staggering 129.8 ms. They only started slowing down in locations really far away like Bangalore and Sydney, but that's expected considering the distance. The rest of our test sites are hosted on regular shared hosting plans, but the speeds are still pretty damn decent. Their Singapore data center produced a global average of 159.9 ms, with speediest locations in the Asian region. Our shared hosting US test site continues to impress at a 136.9 ms global average, which is the fastest shared hosting server we've used so far. The London data center also performed very well, scoring a respectable 148.7 global average, with the fastest results from the European region. Out of all these, the slowest one would be the newest data center in Sydney, Australia. But they're actually anything but slow. At a global average of 196.8 ms, they still kick butt and are a great choice for Australians. The takeaway from all this is that SiteGround is fast. If your grandfather is slow, hook him up with SiteGround. He will start walking faster. Number 3. Amazing uptime since 2014. With all of these test sites in hand, it'll be a damn shame if we didn't track the uptime. So, like an obsessive stalker, we use an uptime tracker to check on the sites every 5 minutes. And so far, we're pretty pleased with the results. At the time of this video, all of our test sites' uptimes are great, with only the Singapore test site dipping down to a 99.99%. We're not really worried if the uptime dips any further because SiteGround has a solid uptime guarantee. If any of the hosted sites dip below 99.99%, they'll have to reimburse their users. Since they obviously don't want that to happen, SiteGround put in a lot of work into creating solutions to predict, avoid, and reduce downtimes. Their platforms are built on the Linux container technology, which is very resource efficient and stable. They've got a proactive server monitoring system which doesn't just detect and fix current issues, it predicts future complications and takes steps to avoid them. They've also created an anti-bot AI which stops up to 2 million brute force attacks an hour. A common problem faced by shared hosting servers are downtimes caused by rogue users. But with SiteGround's secure account isolation technology, users can only use the resources in their instance, increasing stability and reducing downtime. Number 4. SiteGround is a managed WordPress host. They're also very highly recommended by WordPress. Now, if only you knew what kind of hoops one has to jump through to be recommended by them, you'll be as impressed too. So far, there are only 3 web hosting providers that are recommended by WordPress, so that's saying something. Being a managed WordPress host comes with certain privileges that benefits the users, such as WP CLI, which allows you to manage WordPress sites through command prompt. One-click staging, so you can avoid unprofessional-looking section updates. Git is supported, allowing you to work with different developers. Auto-update, so you never have to waste time manually updating stuff. And exclusive WordPress support, which employs WordPress experts to assist you. Number 5. Customer support that works. To me, customer support is crucial because if something goes wrong, they're the only ones that can assist us. Having experiences with terrible customer support before, SiteGround is a breath of fresh air with a knowledgeable staff and fast response times. The entire support team is required to undergo a training bootcamp in which they are forced to eat a boot if they fail to keep customers happy. Jokes aside, I'm serious about the bootcamp. They're given constant feedback and are evaluated on their work to make sure that they're always on top of the game. Apart from being just helpful and nice, SiteGround offers 24/7 live chat, support tickets, and phone support, which is really something because not a lot of companies offer that these days. If you prefer to work things out on your own, SiteGround has an extensive knowledge-based articles that will help you out. Our experiences with SiteGround's customer support has always been pleasant and effective. We've never finished a session feeling unhappy or with a problem unsolved. Number 6. Free daily backups. Now this feature is a lifesaver. You never have to worry about losing your data or experimenting with a site because if you mess up, you can just restore your data in just a few clicks. With shared hosting, you're given 30 days auto backup while you're only offered 7 days with cloud hosting. Now this is unsurprising because it's considerably more difficult to back up data with cloud hosting, so that's the reason why many companies don't provide that. Needless to say, SiteGround's 7-day account rewind is impressive and easily accessible. If you'd rather have someone more experienced deploy the backup for you, all you gotta do is ask. Submit a support ticket and the team will be right on it. Number 7. They're user-friendly custom site tools. Okay, so we absolutely love cPanel, right? And when we heard that SiteGround was doing away with that, we were, not gonna lie, pretty disappointed. We've tried many custom dashboards before and none of them comes close to what cPanel can do. So we were pretty skeptical when SiteGround launched their own site tools. After trying it out, we were pleasantly surprised. A huge problem with most dashboards is that with more functionality comes more complexity, but that's not the case with site tools. They somehow managed to create a system where the user only needs 3 clicks maximum to do what they set out to do. The interface is designed with efficiency in mind and is very easily navigable for the benefit of newer users. Basically, everything that you can do in cPanel, you can do more efficiently in site tools. After using it for a while, we find ourselves not missing cPanel so much. Number 8. 6 data centers in 4 continents. We mentioned earlier that SiteGround has a lot of tools to keep them speedy globally. But can their speeds be improved if their servers are closer to the audiences? Obviously yes, and SiteGround knows this. This is why they space out their 6 data centers across 4 continents, so they can provide maximum coverage for users targeting worldwide audiences. They've got servers in Iowa, US, London, UK, Eemshaven, Netherlands, Frankfurt, Denmark, Singapore, and Sydney, Australia. Obviously, this doesn't cover all the countries in the world, but we're not really worried about that. All you have to do is pick the closest data center to your audiences and let them work their magic. This is most impressive with the response times from India and the data center located in Singapore. You see, Bangalore is quite far away from the server, yet it produces response times of 66 ms, which is pretty damn impressive. Number 9. SiteGround's introductory prices at 53% off. So this is another big one. SiteGround does not give discounts or price cuts. They know the sort of value that they bring to the customers and the sort of price that value brings. So discounts rarely happens even on Black Friday. For them to offer 53% off their prices to onboard new users is huge considering the services you'll enjoy. Fast speeds globally, amazing support, Google Cloud Platform, and WordPress recommended. It really doesn't get better than this. If you're serious about hosting with SiteGround, we would suggest maximizing your savings by subscribing for 3 years. This way you only pay $6.99 a month for the startup plan and not worry about renewals till much later. What I didn't like about SiteGround. I promised you a fair review, and a fair review you will get. Here are a few things we didn't like about SiteGround and we think you should know about them too. Number 1. They've got limited resources. SiteGround is far from cheap. As a matter of fact, they're pretty much in the premium category, but the resources they offer are actually still pretty limited. Take the storage for example. With the startup plan, you only get 10 gigs, 20 gigs for the Grow Big plan, and 30 for the Go Gig plan. If you need more resources, paying a la carte is not an option. You'll have to upgrade to the next tier. Number 2. High renewal prices. Studies show that almost 30% of all heart attack patients worldwide are actually SiteGround users that saw the bill for the first renewal. True story. Most people pay their introductory prices and they forget that they're actually getting a huge discount off their actual prices, which can range from $14.99 to $39.99 a month. While it really hurts the wallet and some people are actually going to hate us for this, but we feel that the prices are actually justified. SiteGround is the only web host that constantly seeks out ways to improve and outdo the competition. When they do succeed, and they often do, the winners are inevitably us, consumers. If the cost of improvement is priced, then so be it. At the end of the day, we all benefit from the value they provide. Verdict: SiteGround is very highly recommended. We are finally at the end of this very long but detailed review, and if you haven't noticed by now, SiteGround is by far our most favorite web host. They've got consistently fast response times, 6 top-notch data centers across 4 regions, features that increase site load speeds, and they're on the Google Cloud Platform. On top of all that, They are a WordPress recommended host with an excellent support team which really sets the bar for all web hosting companies. They're also the top provider in our web hosting series of articles, touching first place in India, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, and the United States. From our experiences with other web hosting providers and our own in-depth testing, we can confidently tell you that you can't go wrong when you're hosting with SiteGround. Just pick the closest data center to your audience and let them handle the rest. Highly recommended, especially if you want your online business to go places. So that's it for our SiteGround review. If you like our content, consider subscribing and slapping the like button. Catch you later.